Well, hello, beautiful Gemini. Welcome to your October love reading for October 2022. Now, as I always say, if you see this another time and it resonates, well, then of course you're meant to see it. Why not? Now, we have a lot of astrological activity at the moment. I've mentioned this in a few of the other readings as well. We have a lot of retrogrades on at the moment. And sometimes that can mean that exes are reaching out, that kind of thing. But let's jump straight into your reading and see what comes up, my darling. The other thing to keep in mind is that we are currently just entering into Libra season. So it's an airy season like your sign. So again, that's positive energy for you, my darling Gemini. So let's see. Spirits and guides, what's the energy around beautiful Gemini for their love in October 2022? Wow, okay. Seems like we've got a question answered there. Beautiful. We've got 4 cards, Gemini. What's happening? Okay, let's see. 5 of Swords. We've got the Knight of Swords here. We have the 9 of Swords. Lots of swords, lots of air. And then we've got Strength. I want to pull another card here, beautiful Gemini, because it seems to me that there has been words and maybe miscommunication, which, look, doesn't surprise me. Now, you've got a beautiful star here, right? As we merge into October, get into that October energy. Now, we've got the 5 of Swords here. So, as I said, there may have been a bit of conflict. This Knight of Swords energy could be you. Could be somebody who is an air sign or has kind of with Knight, sometimes they can seem quite focused. It's almost like you see those birds flying in formation at the top of the card. They can appear quite focused, but sometimes in their focus they can forget about other people's feelings. And I see that we've got the 9 of Swords here, which is kind of that over and over thinking, wondering what went wrong, nightmares, that kind of thing. I almost see this as a bit of a, hopes kind of going down a bit of a black hole or just spiraling out of control there a little bit and not knowing how to move on. Now you've got Strength here. Strength for me is this energy that's coming through as just trying to pull through it. I almost see with this line here in this Strength card, almost like that kind of Chariot vibe of just keep going on. Particularly with this star, I think this is this time for reflection, and there is more hope here for you than you may in fact think. Okay, I particularly think with this Knight of Swords and so much Swords energy here that there's been a lot said that you're kind of tossing up, is this, can I move forward, can I not? I feel like in some area you may be a little bit cautious when it comes to love. You may have been through a few hurts before, but you're a very optimistic sign, Gemini. You won't show that to people, right? Or you'll show it to your very close inner circle, your closer friends perhaps are aware of your disappointments. But generally speaking, if you meet people, new people, you come across as quite engaging and quite, conversational, or you always have something interesting to talk about. Gemini always have something interesting to talk about. Even some Geminis who are shyer, and I have known Geminis who can be quieter, more reserved, but they're quite intriguing people. And I feel like because you are that way, you present as quite, you've got it together, you have something to talk about, and that can be quite impressive to people. And I think sometimes you might undervalue yourself like that, Gemini, because the ability to be able to talk about, different topics or even just one topic. I mean, a lot of people are socially shy, and the ability just to talk about a topic and confidently talk about it is quite a skill. And you are admired for that. If you don't realize it yet, you are. And this is why sometimes you can feel quite alone when you're going through grieving, because you present this quite together person. You always have something on the go. You're always coming up with different ideas, or you're doing different things. And as I said, even the quieter Geminis are still quiet achievers, and they have quite varied interests. You like variety. Variety is the spice of life for you. And even if it's only one or two topics that you're interested in, you know those topics quite well. You can talk about them quite deeply, okay? And I feel like that is why when you are going through something like this, people can be unaware of it. Now, the benefit of that is that you can still be quite attractive even though you are going through heartbreak. You can still be quite alluring. Now, when you have that Five of Swords energy, you personally may not feel that. You know, you might be like, oh no, I don't feel very attractive at the moment because of all of this stuff that has happened. But the thing is that deep down, you have quite good ego strength. So I really sense that deep down, you know that there's this blossoming kind of energy in you. And I think you have strong self-belief. And I think that's the strength that you have. It's a strength of character that you have. And the ability to get through that and play and adapt is a very strong character trait to have. So let's drill down a little bit more and see where you're going from a love perspective once we get into October, okay? As I said, I sense something has happened here from intellectual words or something like that. So we have got Ace of Pentacles, which is gorgeous energy, even for a love reading. It's a firm energy for you. You've got Emperor, which is another great, number 4, very stable energy. And that Emperor is a very stable person and energy to have in your life, right? One thing I do want to say here is, and again, you've got more swords coming through, is that self-awareness of when you are almost your own captor, my darling Gemini, okay? Because you are such a mentally thinking kind of person, quite intellectual, you can at times overanalyze things, and that's a message coming through. There might be a bit of over-analysis on this situation. There's very much mirroring of the visuals on this card, and also even in the star. It's like you're trying to be hopeful, right? Okay. We've got the Six of Cups. And again, this type of energy here is about that looking back energy. And maybe you can see things, and maybe you are hoping that you'd handled them differently. But at the end of the day, the message coming through is they were handled the way they were handled. And you've got the Ten of Pentacles. I feel like now you've got Judgment in reverse. And I feel like this is it. This has come up. I'm pretty sure this has come up on another reading for you. So you know what that means when that happens, Gemini. It means the spirits and guides are saying you're not listening to the message. Judgment in reverse is about your passions. You're not living to your passions. And you've got the Ten of Pentacles. You've got the Ace of Pentacles. As I was talking about before, it was almost like that flow of the message that was coming through from spirits and guides is that self-belief and belief in yourself. And you have these great gifts. Geminis are just, they light up our workplaces, they light up our social arenas. They're always chatty, on the go, or they've got something interesting to say. And as I said, this is also even for the quieter Geminis. You are very alluring. You are very alluring. And in fact, because you can talk on topics so deeply, the fact that you are quiet can make you even more attractive, because it's like, oh, I know that person, that Gemini person, they know all about topic X. I really want to find more, out about that. And so you have this real magnetism. And I really get that you have these gifts that you aren't using to your ability, that you're kind of investing it from a love relationship. You're investing it in people who maybe won't share your hopes and dreams. And because you are this is the energy you want. And remember, I tend to go for that fullness of energy. When we talk about King of Swords, we don't necessarily have to be talking about male, female energy, but that fullness of that Swords energy. You need somebody who is your intellectual match, and it is the message I was saying was coming through here is, it's almost like you want to start a business, you want to start your own thing, like there's some kind of niche or something you want to get into, and it's almost like there is a person that you need to connect with, that's your partner, that you also share this business interest with. Now, I don't know if you meet them through the particular interest. I'll drill down a little bit more on that, but I'm getting this really strong sense of you investing your time in relationships moving forward. And as I said, I think this message has come through before on a reading for you, my darling Gemini, is about investing your time with people who kind of serve your purpose moving forward. And the focus in the language coming through is serving your purpose, not putting your energy into people who aren't putting their energy into you, don't have shared interests. And sometimes, this is for a Gemini who is listening, sometimes you are so engaging and conversational that you are wrapped up in that conversation, but you're not aware of the energy that person is giving back to you. And if they're not matching your energy, sometimes because you are so, brilliant, witty, engaging, you overcompensate for their real lack of what they're adding. And so you can kind of come away from a conversation and think, oh, well, that was a really great conversation, and this person's really attractive and we share a lot of interests. But the reality is, taking your perspective out of it, it can be quite, you've carried the conversation, you've carried the other person. You need someone who can match your energy and honor your energy back to you. And that is so important. You are a brilliant contributor to the universe, and you deserve someone who can match your beautiful energy, not someone who's going to drain it, tap it, exploit it, not appreciate it, and then make you feel this over and over thinking, this, Five of Swords conflict, this over and over thinking. This is just not an environment that a beautiful Gemini is going to thrive in, okay? And you want to feel successful, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. And sometimes that feeling of success, you're investing it in relationships, and that's why I think this business relationship or partnership is very important to you. I feel like there is this energy kind of rising up. Let's investigate that a little bit more. Okay, beautiful Gemini. October. Spirits and guides. What is happening for my gorgeous Gemini here? I really think there's some gorgeous energy coming through here. This is like... this feels quite vibrant. Okay, let's go now. Spirits and guides, are there any other messages for beautiful Gemini from a love perspective in October? Spirits and guides, messages for beautiful Gemini. Now, I think there's a few cards come through there. No? You have got Hierophant, right? And other cards here, let's get them in order. You've got the Two of Cups. And I can't make this up, gorgeous Gemini. Authentic connection, not pretend connection, authentic connection. And you've got the High Priestess, feminine mysteries, intuitive wisdom, right? Honoring yourself. And this is, again, I say this, it's not necessarily male, female energy. This is about that, what's hidden, what's behind the veil. What is your real higher purpose? You had that Judgment in reverse and you had lost that energy, and it's about honoring that, right? And it has come through a lot, so much in readings, is about trusting your intuition. I feel globally, universally, cosmically, we are going through so much at the moment, and those people who have that calling are being called to take action. there is this real calling around it, and it's coming through in so many of the readings about this is a time to not be wasteful with your time. Yeah, and you've got taking the Hierophant off the pedestal. So this is the Hierophant card. It's called Spiritual Leaders, and this is the thing. It's about where is your, when I say church, I don't, I'm not saying it from a religious, but just that concept of what is your foundation, your spiritual foundation here in this world. Are you investing with people from a love relationship who are not, you're putting them on a pedestal, and they don't, we all have faults, and putting someone up as this kind of godlike person in our lives is kind of taking away from honoring our own gifts, right? You are the spiritual leader in your life. You determine that direction and how you go with the flow of the universe. Or, if you use the word God, whatever the term is you use for that cosmic energy that we are all connected in, you are tapped into that, right? And just the fact you are watching this reading, okay, shows that you are in tune with your spirituality. And if you're connecting with people who aren't like that, and it's we think that we are being, and it's one thing to honor other people's beliefs and spirituality and path that they're on. I think that is very, very important, to not, we can share our ideas and things like that. But it's one thing to be, respectful of other people's thoughts and beliefs. But it's another thing to, hide our authentic selves. And I've seen this a lot, actually, when I've ventured into the tarot community a few different times, where I would see people say, oh, yeah, look, I'm into tarot, but I don't talk to it. I don't talk about this with my partner, or my partner's not really into it, and that kind of thing. And I have done that too, in relationships as well. But if you are saying that spirituality and this empathy, and if you're into light work and that sort of thing, and you're hiding it, or you're dumbing down your beautifulness and dimming your light for somebody else, it's not living an authentic life in the truth of it, okay? And it's going to lead to these things in the beginning, this over and over thinking, and you're not going to be an energetic match with that person. Maybe down the track, or maybe maybe you are a twin flame, maybe you've had whatever. I absolutely honor and respect that, but this message coming through, and it's, as I said, it's coming through a lot in the readings, is honoring your own energy that you are vibrating with is very important at the moment, and being mindful of that, my darling Gemini, and particularly for all signs, but the air signs, this high priestess, this is spirituality, this is thoughts, feelings. You've got so many swords in your reading, my darling, and it's trying to bring you down to earth with that pentacle energy, okay? And there could be this, a bit of confusion about, well, what do I do? Where do I go? All of that stuff. I can kind of feel that energy coming through in this reading. But there is this beautiful energy here about this authentic connection, right? Authentic connection. And this doesn't even have to be a love relationship. These are, can be friendships too, that lead to you emanating that beautiful love from yourself, and you attract that. And this is the thing, I can honestly say that all of the people that I have in my life now, I authentically love. They're not causing me grief and nightmares at nighttime because I'm over and over thinking about things, We vibrate at that energy that we are all at, right? So this is the message that's coming through for you, my darling. You have a lot to give, the world from a spiritual place. And as I said, I don't know if this business or something you're interested in is spiritual, or, is something like that. It could even be tarot. I've got this feeling, though, that it's coming through. It's quite a spiritual thing. And if you can't share that with the person that you love, There's a period of time where that's a learning experience. Yes, of course. But long term, are you honouring your gifts? Are you honouring your gifts? That's the thing. Okay, I'm going to pull some oracle cards for you, my darling, and go from there. Okay, now I have got here, I feel like this one wants to come through, and let's give this a shuffle for you, my darling Gemini. Wow, okay, that one just flew, and it's gorgeous. Limitless. See yourself open to receive in the most miraculous ways. The divine can use anything and anyone. And look at it, I just love it. Look, it's like all those little hands with all the butterflies and mandalas. Mandalas are so beautiful for just focusing in our energy and getting centered. And I really feel, as I said, I feel like you are quite a spiritual person. And, you know, tapping into that is just, it's that way of getting into that vortex of energy, right? And look at that. It's like a hug from the universe for you, my darling Gemini. Let the wall fall that separates me from my own vulnerable inner child. I long to take care of myself like never before. And I talk about this so much in my readings. You may or may not have seen that, you know, in one of your own Gemini readings. But I talk about this inner child a lot as a way to... it's a beautiful experience. If you haven't nurtured your inner child before, it can be a beautiful ceremony that you do. You know, you can choose how often you do it or when you do it, or it could be once a year, or it could be a letting go ceremony or something like that. But it's about being that parent to yourself, your own best friend, your own caring friend to rely on. And do it. I say this all the time, the message comes through so much, is we do so much for the people that we love, particularly in a love, intimate partner relationship. You know, when you're first dating someone, you want to make sure you look nice and you have a beautiful shower and you know, luxuriate, and you know, you take care of your personal hygiene and you make sure that your home or your room is clean, and you know, you endeavour to have, you know, fresh sheets on, and just all of those little things that you do when you want to make a good impression and all of that thing, you know. But oh my goodness, if you aren't doing that for yourself, it's self-love. It's you know, you're racing around cleaning the house and getting it ready and making sure that you've bought a nice, you know, something, bottle of wine or something like that your partner likes, or making a meal that they like, or taking them out to their favorite restaurant, or doing something that they like. They like gaming, so you'll do that. And then it's like, well, hang on a minute. When was the last time you spent a whole day getting yourself pampered and well, I like to have this meal, I'm going to have that, and just being supremely indulgent to your inner child and just going, what do you want to do today? You know, oh, I want to go to the park, or I want to go to the beach. And it's okay to do those things. You know, take that parental role and look after yourself, my darling Gemini. It is so empowering. Do not let the word inner child, you know, make you think it's something childish. We all need to play, and it helps us lift our vibration. You know, there are so many things in this world that kind of crush and push down our beautifulness, and very, very important to explore that. I'm going to pull a couple more oracle cards, my darling, to close out the reading for you today. Okay. I've got a few coming through here. And you didn't have, you know, you had this earth coming through, and you've got touching earth, planting something new. And that's just beautiful. It's like this Ace of Pentacles, that beautiful starting through. And this energy for you, my darling, about your life and about your value is so very important, okay? And you had a couple of others come through here for you. You have wisdom, learning, joy, art, music. Now, it's also got these two swans, and swans mate for life. So it's interesting that that has come up. And it's about getting back in touch. If you have these particular interests or whatever your hobbies are, that kind of thing, it's saying it's important to express those, okay? And you have the guide card, very similar to that High Priestess card, the illuminated path. I feel like these are the things that are going to draw in your ideal match, right? Being your authentic you. Why not? Why not? Why are you having nightmares over with somebody? This is about you at the moment, limitless. And even though this started off as a love reading, this is really about self-love, and then connecting you to that beautiful person that's coming through. I almost feel like I've got this message coming through, like there's a great surprise waiting for you, right? And it's this, again, wisdom and guides, and grounding yourself. It may even be physically grounding yourself to the earth. If you're in the northern hemisphere, it's getting cold at the moment, but it's that within time. And if you're in the southern hemisphere, it's springtime. So it's, opportunity going outside or connecting with earth, planting something, honoring something, loving something, planting with intention, the seeds of the new you to attract that really just this amazing love that's coming through for you, my darling Gemini. I really feel that. That this person, as we said here, this 10 of Pentacles is this beautiful, happy, content life energy, right? And you have the Emperor there with the Ace of Pentacles. It's this building this like-minded practice, business, career together, life together, rather than forcing relationships with people who don't get you. That's no fun, Gemini. Now, my darling, thank you for honouring me with your space today. If you have made it this far through the reading, I truly appreciate your time. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for subscribing. That is beautiful. I am running a competition next month. I will update. So if you are not subscribed, of course, subscribe. You'll be updated. And please like this video if you think this is helpful for you, my darling Gemini. Comment below. I love to see comments and I do respond. Now, as always, please take care, my darling Gemini, as you go forth in October. I will be doing updates, as you know, if you're a regular, every week. Twin flame, career readings, new moon and full moon readings. And take care and have a beautiful day. Okay then, bye-bye.